to Optimal Energy Project TV. My name is Mitch Asa, and today's question actually doesn't come from anybody. It's more of a self-confession from myself. And as I started to get the idea about making these videos to release to you quite often, a lot of things came up for me. Is like, what are other people doing? What are the most popular videos out there? What are the most talked about things on the internet right now that I can have a say about in order to reach so many people? And then I sat back and thought, where are those thoughts actually coming from? Is that really coming from myself? Is that coming from my vision? Is that coming from the way that I want to live my life now? Or is that coming from my ego and from this old paradigm that we used to live in? Because in the last 12 months, I've really worked on being more self-authentic and being authentically me rather than trying to be like everybody else. As I remember looking back into my life, especially growing up as a kid, I remember in year 6 when I was maybe 10 or 11 years old, the entire year had to do a speech to the entire school every single week. So there was 2 or 3 people every single week for the entire year that had to do this. And I remember that they taught us that we needed to write down the words on our palm cards and have little display pictures that we can point to at the end and tell people what it's about. And that to remember that speech, we needed to read it word for word over and 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 over again, so that we could say it perfectly to the entire school and then be judged by the other teachers on how good our speech was. And then there was a vote at the end to see who was the best. So not only were we trying to memorize stuff, but if we didn't win, then we felt like shit because we didn't feel like we were good enough and we were as good as the other people. So that was my reality for a long time, and I started wondering, how can all of these incredible speakers that I'm starting to learn from later in my life, teaching about success and teaching about health and teaching about spirituality and all of these types of things, how are they talking about so many different subjects at once and layering stories into their talks and all of this different thing? Because my reality was that they needed to be memorizing that and practicing that over and over again to remember it. And then I had a huge revelation last year, and it's really changed my life quite a lot. And that's what I want to talk to you about now, because so many of my videos that you're going to see on this channel are actually I'm going to reference to this almost all the time. And that's dropping into your heart. And even as I say that, I can feel myself drop into my heart more and more, because I don't know what I'm going to say next. I didn't plan this video. As I started to make these videos of the things that I tried to plan, it just felt clunky. It didn't feel right. I felt like I had these bullet points in my head that I had to reach and get out to people, but I just didn't know. It just wasn't coming across the right way because I was working from my mind. And that's where so many people are living from right now. They're living from here. It's like as if their head's been chopped off and just sat on the top of a statue with no feeling underneath whatsoever. Whereas we need to connect these two areas, because once we do, then more and more things start to happen and more things start to shift in our lives, and we begin to really connect with people. You know, we're so connected by social media, but we're so disconnected from other people because we're all up here in our heads. And I really work every single time when I sit down. My intention is to speak from my heart. My intention is to reach a message to your heart. Maybe consciously you're not even knowing what I'm talking about right now, but unconsciously, maybe we are connecting to the heart. And I can feel when I'm in my heart, because I get these goosebumps down my arms and my legs and my back. And that's when I know that I'm in flow. I can feel that right now, and it feels so good. So I challenge you to drop into your heart, whatever that means for you. Just drop into your heart and go into every interaction that you have today and tomorrow and forever, hopefully, with that intention that you're holding there to speak from your heart and speak your truth. Because when you speak your truth, anything can happen. And you'll start to bring in and attract people into your life that are speaking their truth, that are living from their heart. Or maybe that they want to do that, and they'll start asking you questions about, why are you different now? Why do I feel this deep connection with you that I've never felt before with anyone else, even though I don't know you? There's certain people online who I've connected with who I know in an instant that we have a connection. And it's not because of anything they say, it's not because of anything they do, it's because the field that is now scientifically studied through the Heart Math Institute and all of these things, that the field of the heart can reach out 9 feet or 3 meters. And I believe that can reach through computer screens. I believe that the energy field is limitless and we're all connected by that. So that's really what I mean by connecting to your heart, and your heart has all the answers. And what you'll find is that the more you drop into your heart and the more you surrender to the process and surrender to what it's going to say next, the more your mind is going to let it as well. Because initially what's going to happen is your heart's going to have these bursts of inspiration to push you just a little bit further out of your comfort zone. I remember that when I did my first interview, somebody interviewed me online, and I was like, can you send me the questions, because I want to do a little bit of research and make sure I've got everything lined up so that I can speak about this topic properly, so I can deliver a great speech for you. And then he did that, and then we had the chat, and I pretty much didn't look at my notes once. I spoke from the heart, and then a couple of weeks later, he wrote back to me and said, man, you had one of the most engaged speeches in this entire event out of people who have been speaking for years. And he said, what's your do you have any tips for me? How can I do that? And I said, I put in a lot of time behind the background, learning about new things, reading books, watching a lot of YouTube channels, but I also reflect more than anything else. I sit outside and I look up into the sky and I just think, and I contemplate and I ask myself questions. And I sit in the shower and I ask myself questions there, and I sit and meditate, and I might meditate on something for 20 or 30 minutes. I do all of these things where I can stop listening to other people, because I don't know about you, but aren't you sick of getting emails from certain people online who just promote stuff day after day after day, day after day? They don't provide any content, they don't provide any value. I've unsubscribed from almost all email lists now. The only email lists that I'm on are people who are heart-based and who are helping me develop my message by this co-creation that we're doing together, by me reflecting on what they're saying and vice versa. And what about seminars? I don't know about you, but seminars I used to go to, and it just used to be a pitch fest. They used to have a presentation that led up to a pitch every single time, and the presentation always left out that little bit, and just enough to get you to go and buy from them. And they used to train you to go to the back of the room by doing all of these different things. It gets me so frustrated now. And I can tell you right now that their time is very limited in this world. And the people who are falling for it, they feel like shit afterwards. And they feel like they want to get out of the contract afterwards, and they don't want to actually go to the program. I know, because I've been in that position before. But they feel obligated to this person because the person is really good with their words and they know how to hype things up and make you trust them. So I don't know about you, but I'm sick of this, and I care about you. I care about the community that I'm building. I care about my tribe. I care about myself, and I respect myself more than anything and anyone. Because the more that I change myself, the more that I transform my own life, the more that I drop into my heart, the more everybody else around me drops into their heart as well. So when I say that you should drop into your heart and become heart-based, I guess the first place to start is just to focus on your heart and nice deep breathing. So deep breathing in and deep breath out. And you can do that every single morning and just picture yourself dropping more and more into that heart-based space. The second thing when I say drop into your heart is you'll have these moments of inspiration and your mind will say no, but your heart is saying yes. And it's just pushing you up a little bit. And each time you listen to your heart and you do it and you get great results from it, then your mind starts to trust it more and more. And the more that you take these leaps and then you trust what's going to happen, the more that your mind starts to let go and let down its barrier, because we've been so disconnected from these two areas for so long that the mind has kept us alive for as long as we've been alive. So it's safe. So it's keeping us in that place. So it's sort of unsure about these things that it's hearing from the heart, and should it take action because it doesn't know if it's safe. But your heart knows more than anything and anyone. Your heart knows everything. So my mind knows everything from the beginning of my life, 26 years ago, almost 27 years ago. But my heart knows so much more than that. our lives have no beginning and have no end. The heart knows all of that. The heart knows the past, the present, and the future, which is all just one big smeared out now. I feel so good for explaining this, and I hope you get a lot from it, because when you're in your heart, you don't need me to tell you tips on what to eat and how to live life. I'm here to simply remind you how you can drop into that in certain ways, and everything that I talk about are just ways that you can actually begin to drop into your own heart. And sometimes we do need strategies and techniques and ways to do that. I understand that. I've needed them too, and I'm just trying to pass it on. I'm trying to share what's in here with you so that you can drop into here as well. Sometimes it's not what's being said, but it's the silence that actually creates the most difference. And silence was something that I feared for a long time. So I have nothing more to say, except that I love you. I love myself. I love humanity and the way that we are going right now. And if this message has resonated with you, please share it, because this message needs to reach more and more people. And the more people that we can drop into our heart, the better reality we are all going to co-create together. So stay tuned for more and more episodes of Optimal Energy Project TV. My name is Mitch Asa, and until next time, love life, love real food, and love yourself.